And greetings, folks. It's me again. This is the third and final part of my reaction to 90s monster films, so I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok and Discord, and enough chat. Let's begin.
Wow. As the film's storyline unfolds in layers, it seems more and more complicated, and soon Bard and Anderson realise that the town is atop a huge alien ship. When they dig deep enough to reach it, they find a little boy named Davy who had gone missing some time ago. The aliens, or the Tommyknockers, are draining the townspeople of their life force. Bard and Anderson drive the ship above the ground, and before the townspeople who are still under the alien influence can stop them, Bard drops off Davy and Anderson and flies higher above. The ship explodes in the sky, and in a tragic ending, we see Anderson looking up and being able to hear God recite some of his poetry. The Resurrected, 1991. Directed by Dan O'Bannon and starring John Terry, Jane Sibbett, and Chris Sarandon, The Resurrected was adapted from H.P. Lovecraft's novel titled The Case of Charles Dexter Ward. The film sees Claire, who hires a private eye named John to look into her husband's recent bizarre behaviours, as he has moved into a farmhouse and isolated himself. This occurred soon after her husband Charles found out about his family history and discovered the painting of someone named Joseph Cohen. Weirdly enough, Joseph bears an uncanny resemblance to Charles, and when John tries to question him about various shipments coming in, he acts evasive, only stating that he is on the edge of greatness. After admitting Charles to an asylum because of his growing insanity, the doctors claim that his metabolism is unnaturally high and that they cannot find any reason behind his recent cravings for blood and raw meat. While Charles is in the hospital, Claire and John continue their investigation and discover that in the year 1771, Charles's great-grandfather Joseph was involved in acts of necromancy, while his wife cheated on him with someone named Ezra. Joseph's necromancy had to end abruptly after a flood hit the house and the townspeople attacked it, thinking they were malformed creatures living inside.
There'll be no salvation for thee.
When Claire and John visit the place themselves, they are attacked by these entities and barely survive after leaving behind a bomb to explode. And reaching the hospital, Claire informs John that she is pregnant, while he takes off to confront Charles at the asylum with a briefcase, as it is filled with human bones. It's then revealed that through various experiments that Joseph performed with the dead, he managed to survive for all these years, and Joseph confesses that he made Charles perform a ritual which allowed him to take his form, while Charles's bones lie in the briefcase. As John pours a magic potion decimating Charles's bones, they begin to reanimate, and him and Joseph get into a headlock before disappearing into the cosmos. One question remains unanswered. Whose baby is Claire pregnant with?
The world may never know.
Demons and the Collector, Demon Night, 1995. Directed by Ernest Dickerson, this film was the first feature presented on the HBO series Tales from the Crypt.
Love it.
This comedy horror stars Billy Zane, William Sadler, and Jada Pinkett Smith, and starts off full of action as we see a drifter named Frank Breaker being chased after by someone known as the Collector. Seeking refuge, Breaker asks a drunk for help who takes him to a boarding house. After learning of the car theft, the people living there call the sheriff, and the Collector uses this opportunity to convince them that Breaker is a dangerous thief. The sheriff, however, arrests both Breaker and the Collector right before the latter punches through his skull, killing him, and setting Breaker off on the run once again. It seems like the Collector is in pursuit of an artifact that Breaker possesses, and in order to get to it, he draws up his own blood on the sand to create an army that would chase after Breaker. Not ready to give in so easily, Breaker uses the artifact itself to draw blood and marks doors and windows to keep the Collector's creatures out. The other residents of the boarding house hide inside with Breaker as he tells them that they must survive the night. Finally, the townspeople surround those inside the church, demanding answers when Breaker informs them that what he holds is the last of the 7 keys God left behind when he was creating Earth. It can be used by demons to take control of the planet and was initially filled with the blood of Christ during his crucifixion. Since then, every holder fills it with their blood before passing it on to the next. While Breaker gets busy narrating the story, the Collector uses this time to possess various people inside the church to launch an attack from within, where Breaker gets wounded badly. He chooses one of the residents named Geraldine as his successor and hands her the keys which give her visions of the past and stamps her with a 7-star tattoo. She has a face-off with the Collector where she defeats him and collects Breaker's blood before getting on a bus leaving town. On the way, she encounters a man dressed similar to the Collector and realises that he is the next Collector in line, just like Geraldine is the next Protector of the Relic in line.
Anyway, folks, that concludes today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, follow me on the main on TikTok and Discord, and God bless y'all, and I'll see you next video.